I can make it on time. I'm an hour and 15 minutes late. But man, I was busy. I was very busy. Um, Send me some money, a donation of to my PayPal, David00289 at yahoo.com to help keep me on. I gotta get my donations thing up and ask for money. Can't forget to do that. Put in a lot of hours here. Ooh, it's a sign of planetary and investigatory. Um, my hangar is in a space pod. That's cool. Look at this. We're in outer space in a distant solar system. I guess. I mean, unless that's Jupiter. What's that? Get these pay windows out the way. Oh, no. uh, the Scorpius. Oh, no. Please don't kill me, Scorpius. Uh, uh, uh. Javelin array works much like javelin racks you know and love. Lock onto a target, pick your moment, and fire off an explosive salvo to ruin somebody's day. I don't want to ruin anybody's day. Um, I do want to destroy the menacing robot killer bent on my destruction, but I don't want them to feel bad. I hope it's instantaneously lost behind it. Painless, as it were, as the submarine implosion was probably painless. Can you imagine? All that ocean pressure, just like you hear a snap and then the whole thing is no. A couple of seconds maybe. But I guess the people that went down there knew it. That, well, you know, if I die, it'll be over very quick. Hey, Daddy-O, I don't want to go to the Titanic. There's something down there. I don't want to go. Hey, Romeo, there's something down there. I don't want to go down to Titanic. Morbid curiosity. Just barely scrape by and maintain my bracket. Oh, but at least I maintain a professional bracket. And I was pretty relaxed, I think. I had emotionally, I don't know if you could tell, but I kind of went through the ringer the last couple of days. But there were so many good things that it was okay. Alright, now I'm getting my layout set up here. We're in Mad Magazine number 11, EC era. Ooh, look, he's pulling out a gun. He's in the back of the boat, or he's in the front of the boat, and the other guy's running. He's got a gun. He's pulling it out. What is that out there? Oh, it's a spaceship. And we're gonna go over teleportationalize to it and robot combat on it. That's scary. Yeah, and if anybody was watching yesterday, I did get on. The Chain Gun 8. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gun. Ooh, ah. That's the sound of the men working with the chain gun. All day long they're saying. I'm thinking about this. It's like maybe a series of images, since it's just a group of camera positions. It could be done in 2D. It has a kind of 2D feel to it. And I know you may be wondering, how could it possibly be 2D? It looks very 3D. You're rotating around it. But what you can do is you can have a series of images in a sequence of animation. So the animation is just a series of frames that just goes from here to here, and you're just playing it backwards and forwards. And what you're showing is a Sprite, and I don't mean the drink. Well, I guess that's what you call it. It's like a billboard image of the robot, but on the billboard is displaying a series of images with a alpha channel, which allows transparency. So instead of a rectangular thing where the robot is, you see the robot in outline, and the other rest of the square part of the billboard is transparent. So I'm thinking that would be a good way to do it if you want this thing to work really well on a smartphone or on Windows 7 or on an i3 or something like that. I think I would not want to play this on an i3. I don't think. I mean, I haven't earned a tournament score yet. I was the master of free for all. You know I was. Anybody that saw that, I was smooth and grooving. 12,000. That's what I want. I don't want no dang paint job. Lord, help me. God. Oh, I don't need that. Oh, no. I need a ticker tape. Help, send money. My baby needs college money. No, I have a business. Tried. I after living in China for 7 years, you get a lot of your close Chinese friends are like, well, what's your business, man? You got a business. You gotta have a business. And even one of my old students, the guy I mentioned, Carlos Aguaya, yeah. Unlike me, I went to teach people and stuff like that. Went into teaching and stuff. But Carlos was one of my students in the math lab at Georgia State University. He's like, rich. He said, I saw him in Walmart and give me a big hug. I hadn't seen him in 30 years. It's like, man, I was just talking about you the other day, man. I'm rich because of you. I was like, man, I need to get some money up in here. He said, no, you're the smartest guy I ever know. I said, ooh, that scares me. This country, if you walk up to me and say, I'm smart, ooh, and the smartest you ever knew, I thank you. Appreciate it. Uh, but no, he was doing, calculus with me up in the math lab and stuff. And I don't know. I think people like they put calculus up in some like realm of mystery, and it's not really uh, that mysterious. You know, the way you get it. I guess it's they present. If you got a function, it has a unique output value, right? It's like y equals 2x. What that's your f of x is 2x, so whatever you put in, it gets doubled, right? But it could be f of x is x squared or something like that, and then the thing has a curve. And if it's minus x squared plus 10, it's like the curve of a basketball when it bounces or something like that. And the thing is, if it's curving, how do you find precise tangentialities of it? Well, you could take any interval underneath that parabola somewhere, any interval from point A to point B, right? And that interval you say is B minus A. And you just make a ratio of f of B minus f of A. Right, so in the numerator, you got to it's just a fraction. And what are you getting? You're getting a slope, right? So you got rise over run, f of B minus f of A over B minus A. And you just let B and A get as closer and closer and closer. As close as you want. You can put in a number and just calculate it and get the slope out. And that's all calculus is. And we learn some tricks, algebraically manipulationalized. But so maybe Carl's just like, man, that calculus is some heavy. It seems like magic, like when you're doing some physics problem and it comes out, you get the right answer, and it's like, whoa. But I don't know. It's because it's sort of like the whole country is stupid. I've seen articles where they talk about cognitive decline, and you look at let me give you an example. I put on my shout out to my other YouTube channel, David MCB1. I put the Antiquities of the Jews in the translation Whiston, an anti-Semite, incidentally. But I've seen translations that I felt had more emotional power than Whiston's translation, but that's the one that's out everywhere, whatever. And you look at a sentence, it's like we don't write sentences like this. This is about 100 years ago. And already, people, and I've worked with kids at high school level, they cannot understand English of Josephus, English from just 100 years ago. It's like, what? So, I mean, this whole country is kind of really behind. And that's one of the things, like you had in China during the Red era, they were kind of following a program. They observed that they almost had a successful takeover. The Chinese got their country back from the Manchurians, almost by overthrowing the Qing dynasty, and a conversion to Christian, a movement to convert China to Christianity. So the Chinese communists, and people get real upset when you tell them the truth about it, they were like, this Christianity movement, what the hell was that? Because we almost won with that, right? This Christianity idea, share everything in common, look, look out for each other, and live in communities and share together, and carry the good news of communism around. And what is the good news? The greatest among you will be a servant, right? And so the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, they would come into villages and they say, "Where's the potato rutabaga digging farmer? You're now our master." And the soldiers would go to him and say, "When we're in the village, we're who was the master? Somebody that was in the military, made themselves into the servant to the farmers or whatever like that." And that's what in the Red era they were doing. And what that involved is it involved a lot of overthrowing of traditional Chinese institutional structures. And it had, it's like basically it had the effect of getting a weaker group into power. It got them into power. But then, with the passing of Mao, they needed to move immediately from a position of power to reform, particularly in the impact it had on the education system. With Chairman Mao, there was an internecine struggle. There was a guy, Peng Dehuai, that was left to defend the central communist stronghold from being surrounded. He was left surrounded, right, to die, right, and the rest of the communists did a breakout to do this long march, which was an emulation of the Christian apostolic age. They were like, what did the apostles do? They were looking at how successful this Christian movement had been in China, and they looked at what the apostles did, because they were like the apostles in the sense that they didn't have jobs. They had to have people in leadership roles that were illiterate, right? And they had to go out and they had to survive. And what did they have? Well, the Christians had a little book that they carried around, so they made a little book of truths, aphorisms, and stuff. And that was the gospel of Chairman Mao, right? And everybody carried it around, and then they went on what was called the Long March, and they laid down. Many of them went into martyrdom in imitation. Even though some of them did not particularly choose to imitate, they were placed in a position where ultimately they went to martyrdom on the Long March, and it was understood strategically that this lent them a great power. No greater love hath a man than that he would lay down his life for his brother, right? In the sense that guys that went on the Long March, they really believed, this good news, the gospel of Mao, and they were willing to die for it. And that sent a very, very powerful message that ultimately caused a seismic shift in Chinese thought, and allowed them. But okay, back to Peng Dehuai. He was left to die. He eventually got out, and he didn't like being left behind to die, and so he was in a little bit of a struggle back and forth with Chairman Mao, and his activities during a 5-year plan known as the Great Leap Forward exacerbated famine conditions, and there was a lot of starvation. Now, what was not expected was that Mao would say, he caused it, or it's this collusion with the capitalist roaders and Peng Dehuai and the Soviet revisionism and American imperialism that caused the failure of the Great. It's not my fault. Instead, Chairman Mao is very brilliant. He said, I take all the blame and responsibility for everything that happened. and people loved that. They loved it. And I having lived in China for many years, I tell you, go to the countryside, people that benefited, all the people that reaped great benefits and had their lives improved and changed or whatever, they worship Chairman Mao like Jesus. They've got just like people have pictures of Jesus with incense and a votive candle, and yeah, they have pictures of Chairman Mao like that. People that benefited from him love it. Now, people that had a big wealthy family when they owned lots, they were big landlords and they owned many lands and property buildings and stuff like that. They'll tell you, generation to generation, they have a blood feud against anybody that likes Chairman Mao, and they also hate Chairman Mao, and they want to not rest in their devotion to their family responsibility until every last communist has been slaughtered from the face of the earth. And I personally had a guy tell me that it's the United States' fault that Chairman Mao got in power by betraying the great Chiang Kai-shek, because he's such a shabby, slack dude like that. So it's astounding that somebody thinks he was a great hero or whatever like that. But it's some spoiled little rich kid in China who's not looking at today at the same opportunities that he had. So during my last year in China, this guy was like, you Americans, your betrayal of the great Chiang Kai-shek, caused a communist rise to power and destroyed our country, and that caused intermarriage and affecting the Han racial purity and causing race mixing. And but the Han race, it's going to be restored, and I'm a member of a secret society, and we're not going to rest until every last communist in China has been slaughtered, and then we're going to get our revenge on America. I was like, oh, that's great. Tell me you're going to kill everybody in the Communist Party and then take thermonuclear weapons and attack America? Hey, man, I'm trying to get started, man. I had a rough, yesterday I had a rough day. But what I wanted to finally say is that he came back, took full responsibility, and he started a student rebellion, and they destroyed the whole college system. They dragged the teachers out in the street, beat a lot of them to death. It was terrible. And I personally met people that millions of people were just beat up and had their butts kicked and everything like that. Well, naturally, okay, the problem is the way the old system worked. Nobody could get into college. It was too hard. It was designed, it was all stratified and everything, and nobody could get an education. So they smashed everything, and they literally killed educators and broke the system, just put it down in flames. And then the students were put in charge and went to the countryside, and a lot of people said, oh, they were just trying to get rid of them. After they used them to get back in power, they were trying to get rid of them permanently by sending them to remote areas. Well, actually, when I arrived there, those very same students that had led the revolt against the colleges and schools and everything, and reestablished a new education system, they were literally in charge of the college where I worked, right? Now, what did they think? They thought we're not that good because we were behind. We were countrified, and we were stupid, and we need to now, and this is in the era right before I got there, they were like, we need to now bring back an education system that teaches us about our own culture and our own people and our own history. And they brought it back with a vengeance. And now, in the time that I am there, you get an impression when you get there. You go to a country, it's like, man, everybody that made it to college knows a lot about their country and their history. They know a lot. But the result of this swing, it's like college got, during the revolt period, it got very easy to get a degree from college. But of course, the results were, people were not as good. They were behind, right? And then after, in the period that I was there was a swing back in the opposite direction, and really advanced degrees got hard to get. And the best colleges got hard to get into. And so, yes, a lot of young people there know a lot more about their country and their history and all that stuff and their arts and stuff at a very, very, very advanced level. They do. But they hate it just because what they had to go through to get an advanced degree. And like right at the time that I was there, it was like if you fail to get in a master's program at a top university, the consolation prizes go to America. So your parents are gonna send you to America, but already a degree from America, really the prestige of that is that your English is supposed to be good, which that gives you an economic edge globally. And that's really a legacy. The spread of English over the earth is a legacy of the British Empire, and really the French Empire as well. English is largely badly pronounced French, because about 1,000 years ago the French invaded England, and it was the court language French, right? So most English, if you look at French and English words, they're usually the same words, and and they don't pronounce them properly. The English don't, right? But because of the great industrial revolution or whatever, and Britain's advance and the expansion of the British Empire, the English language has spread. It's all over Africa. It's all over the Indian subcontinent. It's all over the world, and a lot of people speak it. So to be an economic leader in the world, you need to have good English. So right now, back there in China, if you stink in college, or you can't make it, you can't cut it in grad school and college, then the next best thing is for you to go to the United States and get a degree, maybe get an advanced academic degree, and remain in cooperation as a leader in the United States academic community, which we have a lot of Chinese now that are leaders at all our universities around the country. And they, of course, have relationships with China and help each other. Or you go back after you get an advanced degree, and then you can start a business, and you've got your English is at a level where you've got an edge. Many advanced Chinese business people, they have so many skills and stuff that they've studied. They don't have time to learn English, and they really they're more interested in the stuff that they don't know in their own language than to try to master English, which people over here, I'll tell you personally, I've been in schools here all my life, and Americans don't speak English very well. They don't. You start talking about inimitability and irreplaceable inimicalness, and they're like, what is that? And you're like, well, it's abominable, amenable, amicable. And they're like, what? I don't even know what that even is. But anyway, I'm loopy. Let me get a... Hey, Choppy, are you online? Are you on Mech Arena now? I'm going to go and try to add you to a match. Ooh, it's a terror. That's a monstrous thing. What is that? Oh, no, I don't. Dang it. You can tell I'm tired. Choppy Ranger, what time is it where you is? Where you are, I know. I do sort of want to go in here, but these are bots. This is bots. So, I'm going to try to find somebody to go into battle with. I'm sort of hoping I'll wake up a little bit more. I am tired. Walking Dead was saying 5 versus 5 death matches. He wanted to do those. 29, 13, 36. I don't see that you're on, Choppy. Are you a genuine Ranger? I was a Army Ranger. They rejected me, actually. I signed in conscientious objector. But I qualified for jump school at Fort Benning. They were like, stay in PT, man. I know they rejected you, but man, you're in good shape, man. You know, just go ahead and stay in. I guess they were thinking maybe we can run him through PT long enough where he'll swear that he'll kill anybody anytime for any reason, and then we'll take him. But yeah, I always tell that story. They handed me the papers. Do you solemnly swear to that? You're signing in the Army Rangers. And are there any circumstances whatsoever under which you would, for any reason whatsoever, feel restrained from the taking of human life? Yes, I am a conscientious objector, or no. And I was like, man, I guess I'm gonna be digging latrines, right? Because I cannot say that, man. That I tell you the honest to God truth. About 99.999% of the time, I feel restrained in some way from killing people. I don't want to do it. My buddies in my squad, they were like, "You nuts? You son in conscious objector? You crazy?" I was like, "Oh man, are you crazy? You're supposed to be Christian and stuff." A lot of the guys were like, Christianity, right? It's like, to so emphatically, Jesus says, don't ever swear. That's the funniest thing to me, right? In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, unequivocally, that's his teaching. It's like, you don't swear nothing. That's evil to do that. And he says, what you need to do is you need to do what you say, what you do, and do what you say. Period. Right? You don't own anything. Nothing belongs to you. It all belongs to God. You can't swear by this and swear by that. You know. And this is part of Jewish tradition from his time period. There's a lot in the Talmud about vows. And you know, there was a lot of fear people had if they swore a vow that, you know, that would bring the wrath of God on them. You know, I think there may be some physics behind that. But I always think it's funny. Put your hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. That's a rejection of Jesus, right? You've said, I swear that I will not follow what Jesus taught. Ooh, I'm scared. I don't know this place. Hell. This is the new levels and stuff. Oh, no. You got me. I thought that's already. Come on, you stupid bot. Oh, stop with that. Oh, no. Yep. Ooh. This is kind of like a... Oh, no. Oh, and I need to get over here. Yep. No. No. Oh. I should have probably backed up. Because he's got... What is that? It's a shotgun. Yeah, the closer you are, the more deadly it is. Man, this is just like one of my, like, I used to make these skyboxes like this. Love it. Oh, he got me with that shotgun. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't that Franklin Funk? How the dang? Oh, he must have got killed and loaded something else. Oh. Well, I'm going now. I'm telling you right now. Well, so much for that. I don't know how to use that. This guy. I need to use it some more. I want to look at my audio. Yeah. Making sure it's working. That Bugs Bunny thing, he's got a purse and it's got an anvil in it. thing. 4 more to get my 200. Deathmatch Mania. 2 versus 2, 5 versus 5. Well, let's see if they're serious. Let's try to go win a 5 versus 5. Bots or no bots? We're both season Division 4. And just go straight on up in here, see what happens. Let me draw this guy here first time. Oh, the French toast. I should have known he was special with his 68,000 damage. Take that guy down, somebody. A surge with two tasers, French Tulsa Aries, and 2 disc launchers. I ain't got that kind of firepower. Let's go again. Maybe we'll learn something. Choppy Ranger, why don't you talk to me? And also my thing, it's not showing on the thing. I don't see my my text. In the chat. I need to go over here and look at this why it's broke. It's got red glowing. It says I'm live. My chat box is not working, so I can see it's I'm looking at my, okay, let me go over to Hanger here. I'm trying to get my chat box working thing behind it. So what's going on is the overlay. I don't know. I think my primary template has the wrong aspect ratio, but it was sort of like working yesterday. So I'm gonna run a test again. Let's test. Nothing. I'm gonna go in here. Control A. Control B. No! Oh no! Control Z. Trying to fix my chat, folks. I need some music. That's not what I want either. Oops. Bikini girls. Oops. How'd that get there? That's what I'm going for. Well, I can see it. Let's see. Copy overlay URL. There it goes. Fixed it. Oh no. I'm sorry, I was not ready. I wish you had not died. Oh, you killed somebody. Good. I thought you died. Ouch. He's got one too. I'm about to die. Yep. Oh no, it was somebody of our people that died. Oh, huh. Dislodger. Oh. Nothing. Chicken shits. What? Oh, I wanted to change the music because I was like, Dang. Piss me off. Why is that doing that? It's stupid. Actually, since I'm annoyed, I should not have been annoyed. Don't play with it. Annoyed. You should be having a good time. Should be funny. It is really kind of funny. But, yeah, what's irritating the crap out of me is something that worked yesterday on Streamlabs. It's not working today. So that's 50 more pixels, right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on the chat box. Why is it doing that? Why? It's cutting off the bottom. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Google it. I'm just going to live it now. Get on some streaming instead. God forbid I should study on some new stuff. Jeez. Don't want that. Could spell doom for the entire universe. I guess it's too hot. Let's go burn these deathmatch tickets. Death launchers, RPGs. Let me go listen up. Goes on. Oh, he didn't join the team. What? What is this? Why won't it leave me alone? Think about this stuff. Send money. Hell. Ooh. Spawn the Panther. Let me go back and see what I guess, one thing that I have not been doing on this game is like checking every robot that I got in squad and what they need to be doing. I've won 450. Team player. Earned 450 collaborator awards as MD, and I've got 203 collaborator. So comrade, wingman. So a collaborator is an assist. So I need to be going in there and getting my assists. So I'm way down here. So when I get 650 for assists, I'll get that. Oh, see, this is the chain of all the things that you'll get. So if I get 1,000, I get 150. So I'm getting crates, all in like 250 acorns, just assists. Best in show. is just the MVP. Well, let's go back and look again. So I need to get the MVPs as much as possible. Dying Breath earned 9 Double KO awards as MVP. One more. I'm gonna go level 3. 30 double KOs. That's a hard one to get. Earned 270 double KO. I need to restore people's HP. So you go into this thing, all rewards, right? And I can jack you up higher. Are these, I don't know, it's just the same chain no matter what. So this is, what's the same? So let's observe. We're at 610 right now. And I'm going to go and do control point clashes for a whole bunch of time until my CPO is 0. Or no, I'm going to tournament that match. So I start at 610. Zephyr. What you doing, man? Stupid bot. You lagging? Assist. Fight this guy. He knows we're here. Backed up to us, a surge. Look out, look out, look out. Back up, back up. You're gonna die. Good night. Oh, that was great. Man, I was accelerating. Dang. My ticket would not be returned. Stupid. Okay, I got some good more tickets. Too much. Tournament that much. Oh, wait a second. That's it. I need to go back. Okay, what I want to do is try to find this guy. Baba Yaga. We need a Baba Yaga hut neck. Okay, you want to get you some breakfast? Okay, I'm coming. Baba Yaga. I need to go heal Baba Yaga. There he is. Well, okay, I'm ill prepared. As you can see, I've been doing some ground up rebuilding here on OBS Studio. I got rid of Streamlabs. Now Streamlabs, it sucks. In terms of resources, it's just a mess. But I gotta go warm up my daughter's breakfast and everything, and sit with her for a while, make sure she eats, and watch her YouTube cartoons with her that she likes so much. And hopefully I'll be able to get back on. Let's see, how did I do? Not very well, I was late. But anyway, I'll try to get back on when I can. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.